Hey guys, that's your Rage Legends. Welcome to the video. Glad to have you all here with me today, talking some raid. What could be better? We got me, we got you, we got Wysteri Vineguard, who I actually lucked out and I pulled. I say lucked out because she is the Void Epic associated with this Christmas Lady Noel fusion. So it makes it a little bit easier for me. Man, it'd be nice if they threw us a bone this time of year and kind of, I don't know, gave us a guaranteed epic or two along the way, or maybe just make it 3 epic fusion, right? Reformat the entire thing. But either way, I did luck out. But is she any good? I took her all the way to 6. I fully masteried her out just to see what this champion can do, because I'm not going to lie to you guys. At first glance, she seems incredibly underwhelming for a Void Epic champion. But is that truly the case? Today, we're going to find out. So again, aesthetically, she looks pretty cool, right? She definitely fits in that Sylvan Watchers kind of overall vibe, overall motif there. She's got the archer. She's got the green kind of armor / lace or whatever, the leaves. Overall, pretty cool. Cool crown as well. So I love the aesthetic, as I do, I would say, on most of these champions in the game. The base stats are pretty crummy. 16k on the HP, 1300 on the attack, 892 on the defense, and 99 on the speed. Man, nothing to write home about on those base stats at all. On her A1 ability, attacks one enemy 2 times. This is Drain Vine arrows. Each hit has a 75% chance to place the big version of weaken debuff on the target for 2 turns. Of course, it's a nice land rate. It happens on each hit. It's very dependable, especially against bosses, but so is Aethel's A1, you know? So not bad. Certainly nice to have, don't get me wrong. But what else you got for me? On the A2, Burrow Bolt attacks one enemy on a 3-turn cooldown when booked. Will ignore any increased defense and strengthen buffs, as well as 20% of the target's defense. If this attack kills an enemy, increases the duration of all buffs on this champion by 1 turn. Ooh, so okay, ignore increased defense and strengthen. So we're ignoring some of, I guess, the 2 quintessential kind of buffing buffs or survivability, rather, sustainability buffs in the game. No ally protection, certainly no stone skin, block damage, or any of the other kind of Georgia the Breaker Void legendary status ignore type abilities. But hey, it's a hard-hitting ability, albeit single target, that does ignore some survivability mechanisms that the opponents might have. The extra, or the increase the duration of buffs, it's not the best, but it does synergize decently well with the A3, which is ready, aim. Place an increased attack and increased crit damage on this champion for 3 turns with the extra turn. So it's a 3-turn duration. You get the extra turn mechanic. If you kill somebody, you get to increase that duration and help get you back to the ready aim again, so she can self-buff and get ready to kill somebody else. Passive, Death Leaf, increases champion's attack by 10% for each enemy with 50% HP or less, stacks up to 50%. Well, golly, we'd really love the inverse of this, right? Wouldn't we? We'd really love the increases champion's attack by 10% for each enemy with 50% HP or more. That way, those first shots would really have a nice shot at killing them, thus taking full advantage of the buff extension and the extra turn and bringing everything together. But hey, we'll take it on Death Leaf. Attacks in all battles by 25%. So worst case scenario, she's a decent faction war champion that can be used to level 50, at level 50. Worst case scenario, or I guess that's the best case scenario, right? Maybe best case scenario, she's a beast in the arena. She's a single target goddess. Let's go ahead and find out. There's not much to her kit, honestly. She's a self-buffing single target nuker. There it is. Who can land decrease, or who can land weaken? Let's take a look at her multipliers before we jump in here. A 3 overall grading on hellhades.com. Again, I'm going to be real with you guys. Before I saw her grading, before I tested her out, I'm not going to let the cat fully out of the bag yet, but before I tested her out, she was like a 1 to me. Like, did not do anything to impress me. They recommend using her in Faction Wars in Curse City to handle tanky enemies. Okay. They give her an arena roll of 3.5. Where else do they give her a high score? A Celestial Griffin, maybe on an ally attack with that decreased defense on the A1. Shogun, 3.5. Dragon, 3.5. Dragon Hard, 2.5. Clan Boss Old School, a 3.5 as a raw damage dealer. Certainly capable there. A 2-time hitter at a 2 multiplier on the A1. It's an average damage breakdown. We have a 5.5 multiplier, which is a godlike damage rating on that A2 ability. So there it is. Those are her multipliers. Let me go ahead and show you how I have her built. I want you guys to make sure you take into consideration that I put her in good gear because I really want to see what this champion can deliver. So I put her in a 5-piece Merciless plus Cruel. So we have a 40% ignore defense built in, and then I have Helm Smasher on her as well for an additional potential 25% ignore defense. You add that all up, we get a 65% ignore defense if it procs on the Helm Smasher on that A2 ability. What do we have for total stats here? We have a whopping 5,216 attack. I do have attack percentage on her boots to get that number high enough. Keep in mind the 1310 does not scale very well. You know, we're looking for 1,400 for an epic damage dealer, for an attack-based epic damage dealer. So a little bit low there for a champion who's all about that damage. Just mitigate that somewhat by bringing your own buffs with the ignore defense. 220 on the speed, 102 on the crit rate, 240 on the crit damage. I do not have her ascended. I do not have her empowered, obviously, either. So nothing to speak of in the way of, like, for today's considerations in the way of blessings. I would go Phantom Touch or Cruelty on this champion for blessings. Masteries, as I mentioned, I actually went on the support tree, just picked out 5 masteries here. I came down with Sniper instead of Master Hexer. That's just going to really ensure that 80% on that A1 is always landing that big version of Weaken. On the offensive tree, I came down some healing, Cycle of Violence, reset cooldowns if you exceed 30% of the, really decrease the duration of cooldowns, rather. If we exceed 30% of the target's max HP, that ought to be happening quite a bit, given that it's a hard-hitting single-target attack. And then we ended with Helm Smasher. We also picked up a Blood Shield and a kill streak along the way as well. All right, let's try her out here, guys. Really quickly on the gear, we have Merciless attack on the banner. We have Merciless crit damage on the amulet. And we have Merciless defense, but with a trip attack roll on the ring. We have speed with attack percentage on those boots. I lied. I have speed on the boots, not attack percentage, but I do have the ascension stat there. I have attack with some defense on the chest. I have crit damage with some crit rate on the gauntlets. I'm looking for crit rate, crit damage, some speed as well on my substats on the rest of the gear. All right, let's do this. Let's just test her out really quickly before we jump into the arena. I just want to throw her on, I don't know. You could use her in Centranos, obviously, as a wave, like, helper, not a clearer. She has no AoEs. I don't love her as an option, but sometimes they're so limited, you know? So if you're going to max her out for faction or take her to 50 for faction wars, if you're not going for the fusion, Lady Noelle that is, and you want to fuse her just to help you out in faction wars, you could probably get some utility out of her at level 50 as well in Centranos. I do think that's really her best, and I hate to say it, but you know, if you're mid-game or beyond, probably her only use case. Let's take her into, I don't know, Arcane Keep. I was messing around. Stage 20. Let's just throw her in this team and let's just see how hard she hits, kind of anecdotally, right? I have no debuffer on this team, so there's going to be raw damage. That was her A2 ability. Not bad. There's her A1. What did we hit for on that A2? It was 148k. Not too bad, really. It's hard to, like, you know, with nothing to really compare it to, but not bad. 55k on the defensive base executioner target there. She ready aims, self buffs, come back in with a 52k on that A1 first hit, killed it. 75k on that A2. So again, you're seeing that the damage is definitely there. It's not going to blow you away, certainly, but it's hitting decently hardish, you know. But again, give me any AoE champion for content like this if given the choice, right? Let's see what she does against the boss here before we... 170k, I mean, she can smack. Before we try her out a little bit in Platinum Arena, just to see what she can do. They don't typically do this with epics, but she's a void epic. But giving her a hard-hitting double hitter on that A2, maybe bring the multiplier down a little bit and make it a double hitter. That way you can get around a UDK. Because she is kind of an arena, she has an arena feel to her, right? That would have been my That was what I hoped for, excuse me, right? So let's see. She goes in there, lands that weekend on the A1 against the minion, pops him off nice and easily with 178k. Again, extra turn ability. That's going to let her get back to that A2 in 2 turns instead of 3. I do have her booked up, so we're right back to that A2 ability. I like having the extra turn. You guys know how much I love extra turn mechanics and champions kits. It allows you to really, and that was a hard-hitting, yeah, I mean, she's a decently hard-hitting champion, no doubt about it, right? I like that she brings her own buffs because, again, we can get back to that A2 in some situations quite a bit faster, and you can see she's definitely bringing the pain, even alongside Cold Heart there, right? She's really 280k, 9k there damage. So definitely can put out some serious single target damage there. And again, keep in mind, she's not ascended, she's not empowered or anything like that. Let's go ahead and test her out in the arena here, guys. There's not much on this showcase. We don't, like, you know, need to get super granular here because she's a very, very basic kit. Extra turn with damage. I can't really use her against a UDK team. So, I mean, I'm kind of cherry picking here. No offense, 111 or whatever, but one of the easier teams compared to what else we had available to us. I have a lockout champion in Crixie. I could use a Yumeko or Warlord or anybody in that role, but it's a go first team. So we're gonna try to neutralize the opponents, come back in there and stun them with Armons, try to keep her protected. The cool thing is you'll notice on this team, there is no Arbiter, there is no increase attack champion on my squad. Reason being is simple. Let's just go single target with He-Man here. Reason being is simple, right? We bring our own buffs, which is nice, you know, especially in the early game. It's hard to kind of check all of those boxes on every champion. So anyway, affinity doesn't matter here. Obviously, she's Void. Let's see what she can do against Scylla the Drakes here. Boom. Maybe reaction. Okay. That was definitely definitely not what we were hoping for there. It's okay. Let's check out our A1 ability. We'll get back around it, and she'll get some vengeance. Let's He-Man on that A3, clear the table a little bit, and let's pick on a tougher team here, but let's give her a shot. Golly Ash. Duchess, still that stupid Swift parry. All right. I'll come back at you guys in the next team. All right. So let's see what we can do here. Made myself a little bit smaller on the screen. All right. Come back in. So in this situation, I want to stun everybody, neutralize Marius, probably just get rid of Marius for a while or resist. That's cool too. Now we're going to deal with stupid Mikage. We have a stunned. Okay, let's just A1 into Siphi there. We can't turn meter reduce on Marius. All right, now's our shot, guys. We have a neutralized Siphi, so I'm going to tempt fate. And I'm going to go after Marius first. Let's see what we can do for damage against Marius. 219k. Nothing wrong with that, right? Nothing wrong with that. Let's go in here and block active skills on Mikage. Neutralize her for a bit. Now we can come back in with Lydia. We can get a nice little cleanse. So that way we're up next in line, hopefully. And we're able to come in there and hopefully kill Siphi. Let's give her another shot here against Siphi. So extra turn. I might not have needed the extra turn, but 164k. I mean, listen, she's a very one-dimensional champion, that's for sure. And she's in good gear, let's be clear, even though she's not awakened or anything like that. Not my best gear or anything like that. Hey, there's one thing that she's good at. And that's some really nice damage on that A2, right? She's popping off everybody here. The thing is there's limited need for that on most accounts. But given that she does have an essential buff at a very dependable land rate on that A1, I have to say that I'm actually pretty impressed in her. Like, the one thing that she can do very well, especially for an epic, and that's raw damage. Let's go against one more squad here, guys, and we'll be on our way. Kind of a shorter guide today, but again, as I said, there's really not a lot to this champion's kit, really. It's all about that damage. All right, let's go in here again and stun everybody and kind of set the table. Again, just because I'm petrified of Marius, I'm just going to get rid of him. We'll deal with him later. First, we got to deal with Marichka. So she resisted all the debuffs. This is going to be a good test here, right? I'm just going to have to A1. Come on. Go, 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 go. The beautiful thing is just getting rid of that enfeeble nice and easy with the extra turn. Okay, so here's the situation. I could kill Marius and buy myself a little bit of time here, but Armand's is going to screw me over anyway. With no AoEs, I fear that Marius is going to take care of me, right? Like, I'm going to be pretty toast. What I can do, though, is I think I kill Marius first. I deal with the stun Lazarius. Lydia blocks the revive when we kill Marichka of Marius. And I think that's my only route to potentially winning this one. Ah, stupid Lazarius got me. The block revive is burned off of his passive. I totally forgot about that. Well, at this point, we have to neutralize Armand's, but even though Marichka might just cleanse, I'm not sure if she's going to heal first or what the pre-settings are. Oh, she's locked out. I'm an idiot. All right, so now we lose our damage dealer. The only way we can get her back here is by blocking a revive with Lydia. Okay. So in order to do that, we got to find a way to kill Marichka. Okay. Actually, we can... Lazarius can do it. Lazarius can do it. Let's get rid of Armand's for a little bit. Let's come back in here. We might be able to pull off a miracle here, guys. I can see the path to victory, right? I think it's going to be through Lazarius. So let's just chip away a little bit at Marichka. And then Lazarius is stunned anyway. I'm just going to let him be. Going to keep blocking active skills. Should probably block active skills next round on... I'm actually just going to A1 here. I don't see the need to go just yet. He burns his turn. Now I want to use the stun on the next go round. So let's come back in here. Let's do the same cooldown. We're going to get her back, I swear it, right? I think we're going to be one turn behind, meaning that I think we're going to have to wait for after the revival. Let's just see how it plays out. Shut up, Ash, and let's see what happens here. All right, look at Marichka's health right now. Everything's actually setting up pretty well. Want to try it? Let's try it. No? Yeah, let's try it. Get the block revive. Ah, we didn't get it. We didn't get it. I didn't think it had been 7 turns. I think we're probably way off. All right, we're not out of this one quite yet, but it's getting close. All right, so let's just go in with the AoE attack. Hopefully we can kill somebody, which we can't. Stun everybody. Yeah, we got it. We got it. We got it even without our nuker, which is pretty damn crazy if you ask me. There we go, guys. Hey, at least you saw her do some damage. Sorry, this felt like a very lackluster guide, but she's a single target damage dealer. What she does well. However, she's very niche in that role. Let's be real. Her best utility is for the fusion of Lady Noelle. That's her best utility. Her second best is as a spot damage dealer for progression in the arena, just to have some fun in the arena, or for faction wars in Tranos. Thank you for watching till the end of the video. Much love, and as always, take care, guys.